Hello everyone, our Facebook friends. Here we are again, try to serve you a little bit. Today I am here with my very special guest, and my special guest happened to be Stella Safari, which is my own cousin, a young lady that I do admire very much indeed. So today we're going to try to develop a little bit on how we can get young African people involved in terms of when it comes to African issues. So I'll let Stella talk to you a little bit about that.
Okay, thank you, Masawa, for having me on your show.
Sure.
And also, thank you guys for watching. My name is Stella, as Masawa mentioned. I am Congolese, of course. And today I'm here to talk to you all, and especially the young people, young African people, about how we can stay involved in African issues, especially Congolese issues. So first of all, I just want to point out that as the youth, we are the very most critical resource that our countries have. Specifically Congo. Congo has a very, very large youth population, and we're very rich in other resources as well, but one of the most critical ones is our youth population. And it would be a shame to see that go to waste. A lot of youth are going out of the country right now, and I'm just here to kind of encourage you all to not only return, but also for some of you who are there to remain in the country. And so a couple of things that I want to encourage us to do. First of all, I want to encourage us to do more research. Research not just about our countries and, the history of our countries, but also about the conflicts. And, there are a lot of different causes that come up every day. And we need to really be informed about what is the reality on the ground, what is the reality of what's happening, and really know what these statistics, where they come from, where these numbers come from, and not just take everything for face value. Right now we're in a society where everyone just throws information out there and without really knowing where this information is coming from. And this is really personal information, so we really need to be doing our homework and understanding where all of this is coming from. In addition to that, I would like to encourage young people, young African people specifically, to get together and, collaborate with one another. Even if you're not from the same country, just still collaborate. We have a lot of knowledge that we can give to one another. There's a lot of strength in numbers. And you can get more accomplished as a group than you can as an individual. And working with other people, there's a lot of strength in that. So just getting together with your friends, just, if it's raising awareness about issues, if it's, starting your own businesses, starting your own ventures, definitely that's something that you should be very encouraged to doing. And I think it's our responsibility to be able to do those things. And lastly, I just want to encourage everyone to go back home. Whether you were born here or, you came here as a young child as I did, or, you're just here for a little while for school. There are different circumstances that we find ourselves in, but essentially our home is in Africa, our home is Congo, for some of us, and I really do encourage you to take a step back and go there and just see the reality for yourself, see things how they really are. Just, reconnect with where you come from. It's part of your identity. It's part of who you are. And so that's pretty much what I have to say for today. But definitely go back home and see yourself as a resource for your own country.
Yeah. Good. Okay. I also wanted to add one thing. I don't know if it's a comment or a question to Stella. That how do we get young people involved in making them interested in looking towards the continent itself? Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of young people, like the teenagers and people who are in their 20s, even in their 30s, sometimes that's not their interest or among not their priorities. So how do we get young people involved or interested looking into African issues, you know.
Okay.
So
I think, well, that's a rather simple question, really, because I feel like there are many ways to get people involved, especially young people. But personally, I think that first of all, we need to stop talking about Congo in these very, very graphic terms, very scary terms that, discourage young people from even being interested, from thinking that they can do anything to create change in Congo. We hear these horrible statistics. We hear all kinds of horrific things about the place where we come from. It does not encourage us to want to be there. It seems like it's not a place where people want to be. So one of the things that I would encourage the diaspora to consider doing, and the Congolese communities, to really look at investing in educational programs and just events that are catered to young people, that not only talk about the issues that are going on in Congo, but also talk about the good things about Congo, about our culture, about our history, our fashion, all those kinds of things. And I think that's a very good way to get people invested in the place where they come from. So definitely have more events, and they don't have to be so structured. It should definitely be of fun, kind of relaxed type of events, and I think a lot of young people would appreciate that.
I think I have noticed pretty much that our communities are not very investing in our youth. And it's something that I would like to highlight, because our youth are really our future. If we don't invest in our youth, I don't know what kind of future we are hoping for. We live in communities where there's nothing really going on for youth. There's no program, there's no involvement. And we want really to start putting awareness out there to communities around the world in the diaspora that, we have all our young people who are coming in this country, and, they are coming to study, to get knowledge, and we can really, we don't want to lose them, because when they come in this country and they get settled in this culture and they get too comfortable, sometimes, they finish college and they go straight up to work, and, who knows, some of them never really goes back home. And it's the continent of Africa, it's our country that are losing on the knowledge that our young people are getting. So we really want to put awareness out there to start really try to see how we can encourage our youth to start really looking back into African issues, because that's where they come from. And really also encourage parents, people who have children, to really start talking to their children about their country. Not only like, this bad thing in your country. One or another, it's still your country. You need to start encouraging your kids to look into, how they can get involved, how they can initiate. What do they, children have ideas. You give them, you challenge them. You say, children over there have no school. They have no uniform. What do you think we should do about it? Things like that. You get them involved in a way of start giving them idea of helping others. So that's something that I wanted to highlight. That Stella is my cousin. She came here. She was young, but she's very much aware and very involved when it's come to Congo issue. It's because we really talk about it at home. We are not those kind of people who are just sit there and think that, we have made it in America, we have our jobs, we are comfortable, and that's pretty much it. That problem is not our problem. No, we have to make our children understand that, we come from somewhere. Even in this country that you live, believe me, there are once in a while where you are reminded that this is not still your country, because that question of where you come from, it's always coming back. So we have to keep really talking to our children, talking to our youth, telling them where we come from, how they should get involved. It is a responsibility of us who have made it here to start thinking about who we have left behind. And without us, especially diaspora, I think it's a diaspora responsibility actually to go learn and take the knowledge back home where they come from. So that's what I wanted to add, and I don't know if you have something else to say, Stella?
No, I think that's it.
Yes. So thank you very much, guys, for watching us. And I wanted also to point out that Stella is a student,
Yes.
and she's here on a school break. So that's why I took this opportunity to do a show with her, because she's a very inspiring young lady, and we wanted just to share a little bit message with a lot of young people out there. You want to tell them about your school? Where you go to school?
I go to school at Dartmouth, and I am a junior there this year.
Yes, hopefully this is not the last time we get to do a show with Stella. When she's back again from from another break, hopefully we'll bring you other good stuff. Okay? All right, thank you for watching us today, and we hope we see you next time. We're gonna say goodbye, and we'll let Stella say goodbye to you guys.
Bye.
Bye.